So is it really about the migration, or is it really just about leaving the party? So that's up to an audience interpretation. We also see the rise of a new generation of young artists who are getting more attention in the mainstream. For example, a young female artist called Max too, and there's another young artist called Stephen Wong. Their paintings address some of the most interesting topics that we are dealing with today. So Max's work have been quite conceptual, but also fun. Stephen Wong's paintings are fantastical, colorful interpretation of the Hong Kong landscapes. Over the past year or so, we've seen a growing number of artists, creative people, filmmakers, media personalities who have left Hong Kong. That happened after the implementation of the national security law. So some of those who stayed, including a few musicians who have been politically very supportive of the pro-democracy protests, they have been arrested. But at the same time, there have been a number of entertainers, film producers, content producers who have been vocally supportive of Beijing and the Hong Kong government. For example, the film star Jackie Chan, Eric Tsang, a veteran actor.
I would say, from what you've been saying.
Definitely. This is really important. Anybody who's kind of focused on the fundamentals of building a business knows that the best way to do so is to clearly have the rule book kind of outlined, right? Then you know where you can and where you can't. And some of the challenge we've had is spending time trying to guess where the lines will be drawn. So you try and take a conservative perspective. In some ways, industry participants have been too conservative, but in many ways, those that haven't put fundamentals first haven't been. So this is amazing for the space in my mind, and will allow for sort of mainstream blockchain adoption to accelerate.
All right, Alan, got to leave it there. Good to talk to you this morning. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, still to come here on Ian King Live. We'll have a look at how global markets have started the week. Don't go away.
Climate change is with us and it's becoming critical. But the fight back is on. Coal is under fire, whereas wind power is booming. You can now have burgers made out of these rather than those, and no need for fuel, just rely on the vital spark. I'm Tom Heap and I'm joining Sky News for special weekend editions of the Climate Show, where we'll meet the people hit by the crisis and also those delivering crafty solutions. In the end, the question is, can we reach a world that isn't based on burning stuff? Find out on The Climate Show on Sky News. I'm James Matthews and I'm Sky's Scotland correspondent. Mr. Trump, James Matthews from Sky News.
Hey James.
You're diminished by claims that you're a racist.
The question?
I've conducted many interviews I won't forget. Killers among them.
Mr. Gilroy, James Matthews from Sky News. Can I ask, did you kill Suzanne Tully?
Time will show that, I don't have anything to answer to. That's all I've got to say.
Did you kill Jodie Jones?
No, I never. I wouldn't think of it.
I've covered Scotland for more than 25 years, in good times and bad.
3 of these 8 fatalities were found within the helicopter and were our colleagues in the helicopter crew.
The whole reception area was covered with blood. One of the reception was lying and he was gasping for air.
We take you to the heart of stories that shape our world. The headline tonight is that Scotland's First Minister has been deemed to have misled the Parliament, a majority vote by Holyrood's Harassment Committee.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Can we lift up?
Well, stocks in the Asia-Pacific region had a largely positive session overnight following Wall Street's solid performance on Friday. There were gains in Tokyo, Shanghai, Mumbai and in Sydney, with only Hong Kong finishing marginally lower. Well, in Europe, stocks have also begun the week on a positive note. Here's the current picture. All of the main indices in positive territory, although the DAX is only just breaking even right now. Here in London, the FTSE 100 is also in positive territory, currently some 65 points to the good, up 0.9% in a broad-based rally. There are gains in particular for energy and healthcare stocks. There are, however, precious few stories for investors to really hang their hat on today. Though Starr, the engineering company I mentioned a little earlier in the programme, they're in talks about a potential acquisition. Shares of Starr up nearly 3% on that news, which is pretty unusual actually. You don't often see that when big acquisitions are in the offing. Outside the FTSE 100, shares of AO World are off by some 14%. That's after a report in the Sunday Times yesterday, which reported that one of the online electrical retailers' credit insurers had cut cover for its suppliers. Two other big fallers you can see on the screen there from outside the FTSE. Grafton Group, the building materials company, the shares there down 6.5%. That's on news that its chief executive, Gavin Slark, is stepping down after 11 years in the role. Meanwhile, Pets at Home, look at that, bit of a shellacking for what's usually a pretty popular stock there with investors. Had a great run over recent years. Pets at Home off nearly 10% this morning. That is on comment from one of the brokers. On the foreign exchange markets, well, the US dollar's been attracting a bit of buying on safe haven grounds this morning. As you can see, it's in positive territory against the euro. As for sterling, well, that's up just over 0.1% against the greenback. Sterling more or less unchanged right now against the euro itself. Meanwhile, the oil price, that's been trading in a really tight range this morning. There's not a terrible amount going on, to be honest with you. A barrel of Brent crude currently changing hands at $111.10 a barrel, off just under 0.5%. Nelson, of course, for cricket lovers. Well, joining me today is Anna MacDonald. She's fund manager at Amati Global. Anna, welcome to you. I mean, it's going to be a really quiet session today because obviously Wall Street is shut for July the 4th, but there's still a lot of background noise, isn't there, around European gas supplies?
Absolutely, and good morning. Yes, European gas prices have been spiking quite dramatically over the last month, and this is on concerns that Putin is already starting to cut some of the gas supplies into Europe. They're about 60% down from their peak on the Nord Stream pipeline, and I think as noises increase that there may be further diminishing of supplies, then we are going to see those gas prices continue to shoot up, which is going to put pressure on all the utilities there. We're seeing in Germany today that the government is talking about stabilization measures for Uniper, which isn't yet able to pass on those price increases owing to the same kind of caps that we have here.
Absolutely. And Uniper, of course, a very, very major player in the German utilities market. I mean, there's obviously been a lot of conversations on this side of the English Channel about a potential slowdown in GDP for the UK. But I mean, for Germany, it's really looking quite critical.
It does, because corporates, they've got a big manufacturing sector and they use natural gas to power a lot of that. And if they can't pass on those price increases to either consumers, or the utility can't pass it on to the manufacturer, then it's going to be it could be very serious for them. So I think we've seen, you talked about the stabilization in the oil price. I mean, part of that is to do, the oil price is a really global price, whereas natural gas is much more local. And that global price has been kind of steady with that balance between what we're seeing on the demand side, which is potentially weakening, plus all the difficulties we have in taking out Russia's, which is the third largest oil supplier in the world.
Now, Anna, as I mentioned, the US is shut today, but this is quite a big week for US data, isn't it? We get the latest Fed minutes later on in the week, and of course on Friday it's non-farm payrolls.
Yeah, and US unemployment remains extremely low at about 3.6%, and there's 11 million job openings there in the US. So unemployment remains the market remains really tight. And so it'll be really interesting to what they say about those numbers, if there's any surprises there. Markets do tend to move quite a lot on jobs data.
Absolutely. Now, closer to home, we get a trading update from Sainsbury's tomorrow. What are you going to be looking for there?
Well, we think that they're going to echo pretty much what Tesco said a couple of weeks ago. There is going to be a year-on-year weakening, we think, off low single-digit %. but what we'll probably see is quite a lot more weakness within their clothing and within general merchandise. And it'll be interesting to see what they say about Argos, which is part of Sainsbury's, and how much pressure they're getting on the consumer side because of weakening consumer confidence.
Of course, one big point of difference between Tesco and Sainsbury's is that Tesco a few years ago were allowed to buy Booker, the wholesaler, and that's really given them valuable exposure, hasn't it, to the catering markets, hotels, leisure, hospitality, as those markets come back to life. I mean, it looks like a sensational deal the more that time goes on, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, I'd agree. And that kind of having further diversified streams to which to sell to should help protect them. I mean, I think though that the leisure sector, whilst enjoying that really big rebound, there will be some nervousness there about the future if consumer confidence remains low.
All right, Anna, got to leave it there. Great to see you this morning. Hope to see you again in future. Thank you.
Thank you.
Still to come here on Ian King Live. Why all new electric vehicle chargers must be smart. Don't go away.
You are invited to our premier 13th annual Women's Conference, Lady to Lady Global Conference 2022. Theme, Joy. Date, Saturday, 30th July. Doors open at 11 a.m. Venue, Fairview's Concert Halls, the Phoenix Theater, Croydon, CR91DG3, United Kingdom. Register on www.ladytoladyglobal.org. Music Minister, CLC Healing Voices. Simeon, Queenie, Ada Ahe. Congratulations, I have seen the glory of God. Conference speakers, Reverend Betty King, Pastor Marjorie, Pastor Sandra.
I did come to Lady, and from that day onwards, my life has never been the same.
See you there.
PR Interventions amplifies yours. Organized products and categories for easy access. Welcome to Gabby Dave Global. We are a UK-based online e-commerce store, the first of its kind with license to trade in African products. Some of the products are clothing brands and all beauty accessories, hair and beauty brands, natural aphrodisiacs, processed and dried unprocessed food. Our mission at Gabby Dave is to connect African and Caribbean businesses to customers globally. At Gabby Dave, we ensure our sellers get the best deal for their products. We are not just here to help you reach a wider audience. We are also a distribution center to support business growth by fulfilling orders to your customers from our warehouse, making sure customers receive their products on time. We are inviting all Black-owned businesses to trade on our platform because we strongly believe Africans have a unique brand the customer would appreciate globally. So get in touch today and let us make your product and business go far. Here are some of the benefits of using Gabby Dave Global. User-friendly platform, track your shipment, online support, transparent process, multiple SKUs, multiple products, a platform that encourages manufacturers as well as traders. Our marketing and PR interventions amplifies yours. Organized products and categories for easy access and navigation. Access to global community, especially within UK and Europe.
To their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clemens, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. The whole of darkness.
So what did that
myself and the world not just and 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on The CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Tune in to On Point here on Star Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Star Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
This is Star Radio UK. Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Hey there, this is Archie, and it is Starr Radio UK. Okay, let me say massive good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. And those of you on other planets as well, we want to salute you and welcome you to Earth on this Monday, the 4th day of July, the year 2022. What a time now, exactement 10:44 from the hearts of London. I remain yours sincerely, the one and only.
This is the morning Archie.
But I'm saying good morning to every one of you who have already tuned in. Good morning to you. Yeah, thumbs up to you as well. And let's say good morning to my colleague, Mr. Olayomi Koiki. Mr. Frank Davis working behind the scenes. And our able producer, Mr. Francis Guy, pulling all the plans and everything to make sure that things take along nicely. It's a massive good morning to you all. And a special good morning to Mr. Malik Dramani Mahama, my brother Felix all the way in Aberdeen. I hope you are doing very well, Felix. Long time. Please get in touch. Yeah. Maybe after the program, get in touch. Let me know how you're doing. A massive good morning to you. And let me say good morning to Mr. Kofi Ali Abdul Yakin. The one and only Mr. David Kruche. Yeah. I call him missing in action now. David, I hope you are doing good. I also want to take this opportunity to say good morning to Dr. Martin. To our listeners in the US. My God is never late, and he is never late. Anthony, good morning to you. Amaya, good morning to you. Jacino, Massive good morning to you all, gentlemen. My lovely family and relations and friends and loved ones in the Americas, those of you in Europe, those of you in Asia, those of you in Australia, and those of you on the African continent. I salute each and every one of you, and once again, welcome to the show. Now share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages. We are transmitting live on our social media platforms and on our own apps. Starr Radio app, you go to your app store, whether it's iOS or Android, just type in Starr Radio Global and it will pop up there. Then you download it. It is for free. Playing in the background, something from Akasibin Paul. It says, God is working. God is working. Surely He is working. And I'm taking this opportunity to also say good morning and well done and congratulations to my siblings, the Hammond family, for giving the old man a befitting burial. Salute each and every one of you. You're surprised that I'm here this morning. Yes. By the medium of jet, we are able to get to anywhere that we want in or on time. Okay. And to every one of you who also was part of the program, especially to the CEM ministry, yes, charismatic evangelistic ministry, and to the resident pastor, Apostle Awoche, I salute you and your team there. You did a marvelous work there. I salute you, sir. I salute you. Thank you very, very much. Okay, now 10:48 the time. Maybe the first time of tuning in. Yes, normally this is not how the program goes, but hey, this is how the program is going to go for today. I'm going to bring you the quote for the day, the weather forecast will follow to then the travel update. We'll go around to have a look at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe. Then at 11 o'clock we have Mr. Live Nikoiki joining us to bring us updates from Nigeria. We'll continue until 12 o'clock when the lines are opened, while discussing issues making the rounds in other parts of the world, of course. And then we'll continue from there. At 12:30, I'll take you straight to Cyprus, where our lady HRH Linda Palian is, to bring you Career 101. Okay, so in Nigeria, that's what's going to happen in it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages. Stay tuned and don't you go away. Okay, the quote for the day says the concept of lack in the whole success phenomenon renders human beings as passive creatures who wait in line for their chance for success and do nothing but wait. But you don't want to be doing that. Even if it is chance, if you don't work on it, prepare yourself how to have it and how to work, to use it, you can get opportunity and you can blow it big time. But you don't want to do so. So what do? It is by way of the quote for the day. You have to listen to us on Starr Radio, okay? Because we got lots and lots that's going to be coming your way. Let's move on to the travel, the weather forecast, and then the travel update. A quick one from there. When it comes to the weather front for London and the southeast of England, this is how the weather is going to be for you today. And yes. Okay, so this afternoon, a band of cloud will push in from the north and the odd spot of rain possible later in the afternoon. Cloud will break to yield sunny spells and any rain will clear. Now tonight, patchy cloud cover will largely dissipate with skies becoming extensively clear through the night. Just the odd patch of cloud may drift through at times and it will remain dry throughout. Now, when it comes to the top temperatures, the top temperature is going to be 23 degrees, the lowest is going to be 13 degrees. Pollen level is going to be high, UV level is going to be moderate, and pollution is going to be low. Sunset 21:20, and sunrise for tomorrow morning is 04:49 hours, and that brings us to the end of the weather forecast. Now, let's move on straight to the travel update. Stay tuned, don't you go away. Check it out. Keep your eyes on the road.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Okay, so keep your eyes on the roads. Keep your eyes on the roads. I will keep you navigated. I promise I'm on the Starr Radio UK travel update. I come to where every weekday from 10:40. Coming your way at 10:50 now. Yes, what is happening on the underground? Yeah, apart from the landing overground and landing tramlink that has got issues. All the others have got good service. Now landing tramlink has got minor delays, and landing overground have got part suspension and severe delays. So check before you leave. Keep your eyes on the road. Now moving on straight to the major roads in London: A24, A4, A40, A41 and South Circular A205 have all got serious delays. And then have got closures, and Central London Red routes and North Circular A205, A4 Road 6 have got serious delays. My apologies for that. I'm moving on straight to the river bus. Apart from the Woolwich Ferry that is still special service, all the others have got good service. Now keep your eyes on the roads, keep your eyes on the roads. I'll keep you navigated, I promise I'll bond. Now moving on to the final segment of the travel update, that is the National Rail. On the National Rail, First Transparent and Express have got special service, Great Anglia, minor delays, and ScotRail special service there as well. So that is how I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your commute for today, but you know what? Continue to keep those eyes on the roads.
Hi guys, this is your friend Rouge from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. I'm bringing the time now to 10:53 from the hearts of London, and it is the Monday edition of the morning show. I remain yours sincerely, the one and only Archie. I'll be having Mr. Olayomi joining in the next few moments. Yeah, that is after 11. But for now, let's continue with the show where we're going to be looking at some of the stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. Good morning, Koiki. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay. Now, let's quickly look at some of the stories making the rounds there. Now, some of them that Mr. Koiki has posted that we'll be looking at during the course of the discussions or the updates from Nigeria will be you don't need a gun for self-defense. Adeboye tells Okay, so exactly at 11 o'clock we'll be having Mr. Olayomi joining in so that we can finish the updates by 11:30. Yes. Okay. Yummy, I got it. Okay. Just bear with me. It is Starr Radio UK. Yes, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Just share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones. You don't need gun for self-defense. Adeboye tells Christians, and then experts highlight how inflation is worsening living standards among Nigerians, and it seems to be something that is going on across the globe. But what role have our leaders actually played into that as well? Now, the National Bureau of Statistics, the NDS, said Nigerians' inflation rate increased to 17.71% annually in May 2022. Interesting one there. Now, Obi is no more a joke. Oliza Metu speaks on what he saw in Kebbi. Yeah, well, is Obi the man to look out for? Well, Peter Obi? Well, we'll be looking more into those stories in the next few moments, but it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. ECOWAS lift Mali sanctions, agrees on Burkina transition. That is one of the stories there. So is it the former president, not the former president, the president of Ghana, who was the former chair of the ECOWAS, that was playing hardball there? or is it a right move that they've made? We'll be looking into all those stories when we come to Africa. All right then. Now, in other stories making the rounds as well, Ghana decided, as I did say last Friday, to go for a bailout from the IMF. Officials expect in Ghana on July 6th. So the experts are going to fly in a couple of by Wednesday to come and deliberate on those issues. But what do you think about all that? Well, we remember some information or some audios or some things that have been put across saying that well, you know what? It's mismanagement of the economy that causes people to go to the IMF. So can we say that the government of Ghana has failed now? Many leading members of MPP hate Akufo-Addo. Kwabena Japan is saying, you know, Kwabena Japan, the firebrand, he continues to say, it's not Kennedy. This is Kwabena. Okay. Now we'll be looking into that. Why are many leading members hate the president? Why do they hate the president? We'll be looking into that in a moment. And also, now moving into other parts of the world as well. Gunman shoots at people, shot people at random. That's what the police in Copenhagen are saying. The Danish police saying the suspect has mental health issues and there is no indication of a terror motive. Okay, we'll be looking into that story as well. And Russia to push further into Donbass after taking key region. Now Ukraine sends Independence Day wishes to US, but Russia declines. Okay, the fall of Lysychansk is not the end of fighting in Donbass. It is a very, very tough one for them as well. We'll be looking into those stories in a moment. And then if you are traveling this morning on the motorways, Jesus, you don't want to be there. You know what? Well, protesters this time around, the drivers or vehicle owners, okay, who are applying the motorways are preparing to block or to slow down, to cause a go slow on the motorway due to the high cost of fuel prices. The convoys of protesters are driving slowly on motorways as they call for fuel duty to be cut. Would that cause the government to cut some of the duties because we know how much they are making on it? We say they should cut it a bit, and they say, "No, we're giving you 5p. 5p is enough." Well, look at all the ULS. Look at the congestion here in London and all those bits that is going on. But well, are drivers being treated fairly? Okay. I don't know, but maybe you know. But whatever it is, don't you go away. I'll bring you a song, and then we'll continue from there. All right. Whilst we wait for Mr. Olayomi Koike, the moment he jumps in, we will be crossing over to him. So stay tuned. Enjoy this song. This is CC Bedu. Says Otim Hoda. He is everlasting. He lives forever. He is God. Enjoy.
Still the same. Yes, yesterday, today, and ever.
This is Starr Radio UK.
That you shall lie before. Yes, you're and amen forever. Would seem harder on such radar. Yes, would seem harder. Oh my, would seem harder on such radar. Yes, would seem harder. You never change it. Yes, Lord. You're still the same. Yes, yesterday, today, and
yes, yesterday, today, and ever.
You're not a man.
You're not a man
that you shall lie.
To KB Akambi. Okay, Akambi. KB Akambi. Thank you very much for sharing as well and following us as well. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Hands up if you can hear us loud and clear wherever you might be. Well, it's gone. Exactly 3 minutes past the top of the hour. And it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. That means I've got with me my own brother and co-presenter, Mr. Olayomi Koiki. And let me say, Yomi, good morning to you.
Well, it is a very good morning to you back in the studio, Mr. Archie. Good morning, Frank. Good morning to all our presenters and all our listeners that are watching us from around the globe. We say good morning and welcome to Starr Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Yes, how are you and how was the weekend?
Well, as usual, I think I had a bit of a rest this weekend, in as much as there was quite a lot of activities. Remember, it was a year anniversary, to the attack of Chief Sunday at Olayomi's house. Remember, it was also a year anniversary when we had the Lagos Brega rally, where eventually, the Lagos State killed, a young girl, Jumoke Oyeleke. So there was also a kind of a special prayer. It was a very full engagement over the weekend. But I have an ample lot of time, to relax, reflect as we go into, the new month, and also as we continue the campaign, the awareness for those of us that believe in the disintegration of Nigeria, and for those that also want an election. There's also kind of a lot of campaign that is ongoing, and same as the Biafra are also campaigning, and likewise a lot of ample of time spending with the family, because I didn't travel. Remember, the last 2 weekends I've been in Manchester, I've been in Birmingham, I was in Luton, but this weekend I think it was a family time.
Okay, that was a good one. I had the burial of my dad, so it was quite a challenging time, but it was good.
And also rest in peace, as we say.
Yes, thank you very, very much. And to every one of you who were wishing me well there, I salute each and every one of you. Okay, now let's come to some serious business here. Now, with the celebrations and the commemoration of the year's invasion of Chief Sunday Igboho's residence, and a year after the Lagos mega rally, that because of that the attack took place. The attack took place to through a spanner into that mega rally. That's how I read through that particular incident. Now, what has been what was some of the commemorations back in Nigeria? Was there any commemoration there? What happened? A bit of that, and then we can come.
There was a special prayer that took place overnight, just to reflect that the invasion of Chief Sunday Igboho's house happened in the middle of the night when they wanted to kill him. He did escape. We got a bit of a background to what happened, when one of our deputy leader, spoke on Saturday, because also a 50 million naira equivalent to about 66,000 was being raised for Chief Sunday Igboho. I'm going to come back to that. So that special prayer went overnight, and in the morning it was just a kind of a sober one. People were in the compound, people were around the environment, just to remember, especially to the 2 people that died, that was murdered by the federal government of Nigeria. We're talking about his close allied, Alhaji Adisa Adogon, and likewise his uncle Alhaji Fatai. As we speak right now, a year on, nobody knows where the bodies are. and that means, according to the Islamic rite, these two people should have been buried either the same day or maximum the next day. These are not, bodies that are meant to have been kept as if, it belongs to the federal government. And we're still using it today to tell the federal government of Nigeria to release the bodies of these two precious Yoruba sons to us so that we can give them a befitting burial.
Well, listeners, that's a bit because of time, so that's what we can bring you so far. But you can express your take on whatever that we are discussing on our platform, and I promise you that we definitely going to be looking at that. The last Wednesday we had Bishop is it Adeshina on the show. Now we were talking about
Adeboye
Adeshina. Okay, and then he was talking about security. We were looking at security when it comes to Nigeria, but we have one of the Adeboye. Yes, he's saying that you don't need gun for self-defense. So what do people need to defend themselves? Because you look at the latter story that you just posted, it's talking about an attack on a helicopter. So if a military can be attacked, then if you, mere mortal, you don't have anything, how do you even protect yourself? Over to you, sir.
Well, it was over the weekend, where, the message started filtering through, even though people say, whatever the church is saying now, could it be something that we should be concerned about? If I just give us maybe about, less than 2 minutes, so that we can listen to this particular video that just popped up from Nigeria. It was actually another attack that was almost going to happen in the capital city. Let's hear what the commentary has to say.
What's happening now, right here? A terrorist entered my church, Archangel Raphael Catholic Church, Garki Abuja Police Barracks. He dressed up with turban, his face, wore face cap, police face cap, and dark shade. And they started asking him, stop. He now drove where the men were having meeting. We started shouting, please, you should come out and stop him. They now stopped him. He now said that he is here to see somebody. So they always have a pointer in the church that he wants to see the guy. And the guy now came. They now invited the guy. The guy now said he's not his friend though. That he doesn't even know him from anywhere. After much interrogation, he now said he's from Abia. Where in Abia he cannot say. He now said that he's part of his relation. They are from Ethiopia. So what can you be dressed like this? He now started saying that he's going to call the IG. And I said, okay. Meanwhile, in this police barracks, we have those working with IG. We have the PPPRO of FCT here. I'm videoing his car. They saw some things in his car, drugs and everything. So we're just be careful now. And it's like Catholic Church is their target. Please, I beg all Catholics. I'm videoing this. It's happening on the 3rd of July 2022.
Well, you had it right there. This was all happening in Abuja yesterday. And yes, if Pastor Adeboye of the Redeemed Christian Church is now saying that we have to defend ourselves, I'm asking the question, maybe they're preparing their members for what kind of defense mechanism. Maybe they have to go into fasting mode, maybe they have to prepare extra security, or just like I was listening to Simon Ekpa, maybe they have to support the Eastern Security Network, because they've already been protecting some of their members in the southeast.
No, it's challenging. I mean, we know that we go for the weekends and then we come back and over the weekend you just follow stories that have happened about insecurity and people who have lost their lives, whether abducted or whatever it is. But it's interesting. Maybe by tomorrow we'll be able to throw more light on it as to how he thinks that without guns people can protect themselves, because especially looking at this situation where the lady reporting is saying that it's in a police barracks, so automatically you should have a security there, and somebody can intrude like that, assuming the person perpetrated any act, came on to do anything. It's like I don't actually get it. So I don't know, maybe Bishop or Adeboye has to come back and tell us exactly what the plans are. If they're going to command angels to be standing guard, yes, okay, let's do that. Let's see the angels in charge and fighting against all this terrorism and stuff like that. But listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. Mr. Olayomi, okay, maybe you want to react to that before we move on to some of the other stories.
Well, I think you're quite right. Maybe like I said, he has to give us some verses in the Bible to read, and we can use that to defend ourselves. Or, like we say, without having, the firepower, same like the Benue governor has said, that he has actually have it on his table to harm, some of his own, citizens in Benue State to fight back, these invaders, as our Kabiyesi, the Ooni of Ife, said on the 6th of June, that we now have invaders, but the Yoruba land will not be overrun.
Well, the Yoruba land will not be overrun. The eastern part of Nigeria will not be the southeast, and then the north. It seems everybody is being overrun, but what security measures is in place, we don't know. I want to have your take on that. What do you think about everything that seems to be going on? It is Starr Radio UK. It is the Monday edition of the morning show, updates from Nigeria with Mr. Olayomi. Let's go back to Yomi for more of the stories there. Inflation. What is government saying about that information?
Well, it is not. I mean, I was actually listening to Deji Adeyanju, and in one of his posts this morning, a layman will no longer be able to buy, an average Nigeria. Let's put it that way. And I just want to get the exact way he posted it just about a few hours before coming on air, and he says, and I quote, well, the first one now is quite interesting. Is if you go to the University College Hospital, as a lot of patients are now complaining that they are paying 1,000 naira daily, to support the hospital, electricity bills. So that also is part of the problem when it comes to inflation. Deji Adeyanju says the average man can no longer eat bread in Nigeria. It is too expensive. I mean, you wonder why we can't eat bread when we have vast amount of land, across the country, from the north to the northeast to the southeast to the southwest. Benue, as we know, is meant to be the food basket of Nigeria. But according to the National Bureau of Statistics, said Nigeria inflation rate has now increased to 17.71% annually as at May 2022. According to the NBS, also said that prices of some selected food items had increased in the last 12 months in its latest food price watch report in the same period. Also, the World Bank latest global economic prospect report said the damage of the COVID-19, the condition that is going on in Ukraine, had also intensified the slowdown in the global economy. According to a lecturer of the Department of Economics, says individuals who now purchases fewer commodities with the same amount of money, this scenario implies that people living conditions are deteriorating, especially for low-income groups whose income is rigidly fixed while prices are skyrocketing. An average Nigeria has to wait for a daily money for able them to survive. About 100 million, according to Peter Obi, even though the world data says 83 million, but we do know more than 100 million Nigerians as of today are people subject to abject poverty.
Well, somebody says that it's not something peculiar to only Nigeria. There is high cost of living across the globe, and therefore you cannot lay it at the doorsteps of the Nigerian government or the federal government. But has the federal government come out to say maybe they are going to the IMF for a bailout or something of the sort? Anything of the sort?
Well, they've always been borrowing money, when it comes to, borrow in Nigeria, from the international, government and different part. We've borrowed a lot. And that means, the more we are borrowing, the more is not having, impact, in terms of development project. Averting the looming financial blockade, implementing a fiscal and monetary policy affect the country valuation in the international market. A lot of international, players do not believe in the stability in Nigeria. And that takes me quickly to where, as an example, Canadian government, Canadian government is telling their citizens, in travel advisory to Nigeria because of the ongoing, instability and then the security concern as well. So when we look at, the situation, while Nigerians, are going through this, and if the government will do anything to make life better. I mean, this government is running through, their final part. That if there's going to be another election, as some will say, it is time that, the country goes into dissolution and disintegration, as against those that still believe that another election, a Peter Obi, an Atiku or Tinubu will be able to resolve the problem. But the latest report that Nigeria is getting closer to what we call a possible financial blockade at the international financial market is damning. The looming financial blockade will not urge well for economy that is already bleeding from all sides. The financial blockade, which comes with dire consequences, is due to alleged trade relationship with international development and funding partners, especially the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund, IMF.
Okay, what would the Nigerian government do under this condition? Let me say good morning to a couple of guests or listeners who have joined us, or viewers. David. Hey, Dave. I hope you are doing very well in the family. Salute each and every one of you. And Val Odge, it says Nigeria has been plunged into the worst economic downturn since independence under Buhari's watch. His explanation or his excuse would be that, COVID, and then the Russian invasion of Ukraine. That is what it's been their mantra now. Every leader on the African continent, especially, that's what they seem to be saying. But it is Starr Radio UK, 17 minutes past the top of the hour. Updates from Nigeria with Mr. Olayomi. If you are watching us, share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invited them to like our pages. But you can download our apps. It is for free. Go to your app store, whether iOS or Android. It is Starr Radio Global, Starr Radio Global, and then you see, just download it and it will just bring us here. Okay, now Yomi, let's move on to some of the other stories. Over to you.
Well, let's take a look at some of what is happening, especially as politics is still playing, among the politicians in Nigeria. And as we have it this morning, there is a panel that is set up, to beg, the governor of Rivers State, Wike, also is coming from the headline. PDP set up panel to beg, Wike is the headline. ASU strike has now entered 140 days. Serap and others lampoon the federal government. As we know, a lot of students are sitting at home and only the Lord knows what they are doing. Group cautions APC Tinubu against Muslim ticket is coming from the headline. Archie celebrate mother on her birthday. This week, I think on the 7th is when Ike Ikiremadu will be returning back to the Osbridge Magistrate Court, where he will be determined, on what next of his fate as the organ harvest, allegation against him. I'm going to push it straight to, the social media, then come back because of our timing this morning, and then we can review what has happened. In terms of the Boko Haram attack, but it doesn't seem to be the Boko Haram, but it seems is the ISWAP. We now have all kind of different terrorists operating in Nigeria, and the question is, what is the government doing to curb it? What is the government putting in place? Just last week, remember, more than 30 soldiers died, at the Shirero mining in Niger State. And all Buhari can say is they will make sure, they find and go after some of these terrorists. But as we hear that from the government, more attacks is still coming through. Yesterday, the report indicate that an MNJTF helicopter, a logistic personnel lift, was shot at by the suspected ISWAP terrorists on literally even on the June 30 at about 3 o'clock. But it seems, like I said, Nigeria is a country that issues happen, is either swept under the carpet or something, does happen where the government would not want, the international community or an average citizen to know what is happening. But it seems there's a latest update as well. According to what we know, the helicopter involved in the incident belongs to KEA Logistics, a company contracted by the NJTF to provide personal lift in the theater. Thankfully, the attack was repelled by the MTJF air support power, and the insurgent degraded in the process. No casualty on the troop, which we are happy to say that we hope there will be more as well. But troops from the 302 Artillery Brigade under Nigerian Army and Nigerian Navy in the joint operation killed scores of unknown gunmen on the 28th as well. So like I said, we hope there will be more to protect Nigerians back home, especially as the invaders continue, to invade into the communities and towns and villages across the country. So let's take a look at what is trending at exactly 20 minutes past 11 this morning. In Ekiti State, as we know, a farmer elders peace committee, Alhaji Abbas was one of those inaugurated as a member of the committee, was also among those that was paraded by police as the grand leader of kidnapping gangs in Ekiti State. What a miracle country that we live in. And like we always say, Nigeria never happened to. Imagine somebody that is meant to be part of the inaugurated member of a committee, only for the police to parade him as the grand leader of kidnapping gangs in this Ekiti State, which is the southwest of Nigeria. This is coming from Ilana Omo Odua Worldwide. And likewise, we're going to go straight to what more Nigerians are saying on Monday morning. According to Yoruba Nation now going back, we call for a total boycott of the 2023 election. The 1999 constitution is illegal. It's a decree in which none of the ethnic nations in Nigeria agreed to. We call for a civil disobedience to save the lives of so many people. Let's look at what the Biafrans are saying this morning, and let's go straight to what Simon Ekpa has said this morning, as well as a lot of people continue to ask the question. Thanks to those of you having dream and want to share it with me. If your dream is not about Nigeria disintegration in 2023 and the emergency of a new nation Biafra, don't share with me. Go for malaria treatment. Again, he says there, Biafra liberation is about to record another history while Nigeria collapse continue with speed. Our men in Nigerian army must continue to watch their back. Also, there was a massacre, and that is actually trending on number 4. Ogbaru massacre took place where the Nigerian military went into the community and massacred more than 90 innocent people in the southeast. And according to Victor Don Oji, those politicians that normally condemn tragedy when it occurs in the north has gone mute on the condemned attack of #Ogbaru massacre. Even intellectuals skip when they see posts, but when you see them make the loudest voice about 2023 incidents such as these, don't ask who is IPOP or not. I've seen some of the images. They are so gruesome we cannot share that because of the the community rules as well. According to Victor Crom, father lost son to Ogbaru massacre. A child was an orphan by Ogbaru massacre. A mother made a childless by Ogbaru massacre. A brother catering for a sibling was lost to Ogbaru massacre. A husband was lost to Ogbaru massacre. When we say Ogbaru massacre, these are it in context. Also, it seems Peter Obi is still the heart lover for so many youth, especially those that believe that an election should hold in 2023. Let's look at what Peter Obi is saying himself. I sincerely thank my supporters for believing in me and my commitment to build a united, secure and well-functioning Nigeria. However, I appeal once more that we should be tolerant of other people's views, dissent and divergent opinion, and possibly learn from them. I'm going to come back again to you in the studio, like I said, because of the time constraint this morning. Once again, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London, and it's exactly 24 minutes past 11.
Yes, listeners, Mr. Olayomi Koike in our North London studios. I'm Archie here in the South studios, looking at some of the stories making the rounds in Nigeria, with updates from Nigeria. That comes your way every weekday from 11 a.m. Okay, so make sure every time you are logged on with us. But a quick one. Now, when it comes to this Ekiti State case, where somebody who was appointed to be part of the, let me say, a committee that will see to a peaceful coexistence in the community or security-wise, being paraded as one of the people who have been actually abducting people. Now, actually, it just throws the whole doubt into that committee that has been formed. Now, what has been the reaction from the ground itself?
Well, and this has always been a concern. Remember when we traveled to Nigeria last year, January, especially when Chief Sunday Igboho, went to Igogon after the killing of Dr. Aborode. Dr. Aborode, just to give a quick summary, was somebody that returned back from Germany after spending a very long time, as a lot of diaspora have done, worked hard, lot of savings, and probably investors put a bit of money, and he decided that there's opportunity in Nigeria, let me go back home and do mechanized farming. It was actually butcher, and that was what actually led to why Chief Sunday Igboho visited one of those that we called another actor. He has actually vacated that environment. He was actually like a role model to the Fulanis that were living in that particular axis in Igogon. He has lived there for over 35 years, but only for us to find out he was the one involved in the criminal activities before he was eventually chased away. And that is exactly the same thing as we explained in that other situation in Ekiti State, where somebody that the community, most of them have lived, peace, but only for us now to start understanding that the criminality that is taking place in most of the places are linked back to them, and the police parading him as one of the gang leader indicate that there is a problem, and this problem is getting closer on a daily basis.
Well, someone is posted a comment saying that, well, Nigerians are psychologically divided, so just let it be. We can't bring that. I mean, to work on somebody's psyche, you have to do a lot of work. I mean, you have to prove beyond all reasonable doubt. But looking at the case that Olayomi has just spoken about, who want to trust them that they are doing the right thing? Well, it's all Starr Radio UK. A quick one on the politics. There are group cautions APC Tinubu against Muslim ticket. Now, Tinubu from the south, okay, Muslim, but for him to get somebody from the north, I mean, predominantly they are going to be Muslim, so they're going to. So how is it going to pan out for him then?
Well, it's going to be a very difficult one, for him to, go in line with somebody that's a Christian from the north. Even though it would have been better for them to go to the southeast, where they're guaranteed that they will get somebody from the southeast. But since the north, also still want to hold on to the power, Tinubu is ready, to sell off, as he has done, because he actually sold Buhari, to the southwest, and that is why he has complained, especially during the campaign before he was nominated, using, the word Emilokon. It belongs to me. It doesn't belong to him, because he's actually, part of a game that the politicians do play. But what has actually happened is, bringing Buhari in has literally collapsed the economy. And as we know, when he came in about 6 months, we couldn't do anything. The question now is, since the North still wants to be part of these, vice president, a lot of concern is coming, and that's where groups have now cautioned the APC. Who are this group? A group, the Nigerian Democracy Defense, has appealed to the All Progressive Congress and its presidential candidate Asiwaju Bola Tinubu against presenting a Muslim ticket in 2023 presidential election.
Well, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. We're going to be running up, but I know for sure that tomorrow Mr. Olayomi will be joining us once again to bring us updates from Nigeria. So, Yomi, before you go.
Well, since Archie is still running the program till about 1 o'clock, you'll still be listening to some of the airline coming from other African countries. But for you to know what is happening in Nigeria, you will be coming here every Monday to Friday at 11 o'clock, where all the news is happening, as we know. Tomorrow we'll be back again at 11 o'clock. My name is Olayomi, and a very good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on the time zone that you are watching the broadcast. Bye for now.
Bye-bye. Well, listeners, that was Mr. Olayomi bringing you updates from Nigeria. It's bringing the time now to exactly 11:30. Yes. As I said, this morning we're going to be looking at some of the other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. But for now, we're going to take a musical break, and once we come back, we will look from Africa to other parts of the world. And then at 12 o'clock, the lines will be open for you to add your voice to the discussions as updates promised. And then at 12:30, we'll take you to Cyprus, where our own HRH Linda Palian will be to bring you updates or career 101 or updates on your career. What about that? Okay, so stay tuned, don't you go away. Let's enjoy this song. This one is from Denzel Prempe. He says, there is nothing that God can do. One of the priests or the pastors has come out to say that, look, we're going to get security, but without guns. So how are they going to do it? Maybe he's using God to do it. What about that? Commanded angels to take charge. What about that? Yes, it's all possible, isn't it? Okay. Enjoy this song. And those who are advocating for a breakup in Nigeria, those who are saying, no, it can't happen, whatever you are thinking about, I know for sure that there is nothing that God can do. God can do everything for you. Olajumoke says, good morning and well done, Mr. Archie and Mr. Olayomi. Again, thumbs up to you too, Olajumoke. I hope you had a very nice weekend, and thank you for joining us. Enjoy the song, and I'll be with you. Stay tuned.
Come on. I see you. Jack and Noko
At home.
On your smartphone. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
You are listening to Starr Radio.
There is nothing my God can't do. There is nothing my God can't do. Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. Hallelujah.
In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
Archie on Starr Radio. Nobody does it.
There is nothing that God can't do. So are you looking for a chance to leave the country? That is, leave Nigeria? As I'm looking out for, because of the failure of the authorities in protecting them, making sure that they have the good environment to thrive in when it comes to business. But whatever your quest is, as Denzel Premper says in his that music, there is nothing that God can do. So somewhere, somehow. Let me ask you a question here, because it was quite interesting when I saw that story. It said you don't need gun for self-defense. Adebayo tells Christians. But you know, when we go to these churches again, mega churches and all that stuff, and then you go there and you see the pastors while they are mounting pulpits, have got macho men and all that stuff. Standing there, people defending them. Their security. So maybe if I don't need a gun, maybe I'll get some macho man who will be boxing people when they are shooting at him. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Especially in a country where the vulnerable are being abducted, killed every day. Well. And as my Nigerian folks will say, or some of my Yoruba folks will say, may Nigeria not happen to you. Okay. Starr Radio UK, 11:35 from the House of London, Starr, the morning show. I am Archie, and we're going to be taking a quick commercial break. We come back, and then we'll look at some of the stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. Stay tuned. Don't you go away.
All ladies, you are invited to our premier 13th annual Women's Conference, Lady to Lady Global Conference 2022. Theme, Joy. Date, Saturday, 30th July. Doors open at 11 a.m. Venue, Fairview's Concert Halls, the Phoenix Theater, Croydon, CR91DG3, United Kingdom. Register on www.ladytoladyglobal.org. Music Minister, CLC Healing Voices. Simeon. Queenie, Ada Ehi,
Congratulations, I have seen the glory of God.
conference speakers Reverend Betty King, Pastor Marjorie, Pastor Sandra.
I did come to Lady, and from that day onwards, my life has never been the same.
See you there.
Welcome back to the program Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's move on to have a look at some of the other stories making the round this evening. Exactly at 5 o'clock, the On Point Show will be coming your way with Nanefi, not Nanefi, she comes your way on Fridays. That will be coming your way with Empress Regina herself. Yes, she's also here. That's why I was getting confused there. But whatever it is, they're going to be coming your way with a program. Then after that, we'll bring you some lovely tunes. And this afternoon, jazz and name it. It will all be popping up like no man's business. We'll continue and until at 10 o'clock, we'll be bringing you the Conscious Reggae Time. Next week, God willing, we'll bring you a live one with Dave West. Okay, but now let's move on to some of the other stories making the round, since we got about another calling 53 minutes to get most of the music, the stories, the news stories. Then a couple of them, one that has been posted, which I did talk or touch on earlier on during the presentation before Mr. Olayomi came on. The former People's Democratic Party Publicity Secretary Olayomi Meto has disclosed the experience he had with the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, when he visited a government establishment in Kebbi State. Now, Olayomi Meto, in a post on Facebook on Sunday, advised Nigerians to stop seeing Obi's movement as a joke because of what he witnessed recently about the presidential candidate. It is no longer news that Obi is enjoying widespread popularity across Nigeria, with the Labour Party's growing list of new members who believe that the former governor is a candidate that can solve the numerous problems facing the country. Now, speaking about the experience, Metu recalled how a government staff from Kebbi State was campaigning for the former Anambra governor. This is no more a joke and definitely not an illusion. I am in a government establishment for documentation, and a staff from Kebbi State is busy campaigning for Peter Obi, he said. It is quite an interesting one. But what do you think about that? Is Peter Obi the man to look out for now, or is it an illusion? What do you think? It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, moving on straight to some other stories making the rounds. Now, Ghana is said to be going to the IMF. So, if you remember during the submission by Mr. Olayomi, I was asking him, is Nigeria going to go to the IMF for a bailout? But in Ghana, a team from the International Monetary Fund is expected to arrive in Ghana on Wednesday, July 6, to begin negotiations with government on economic support it is seeking. The IMF officials, comprising senior officers from the fund and local staff, will meet the finance ministry, the economic management team, and the presidency during their stay, according to reports. Now, among other reasons, their visit to the country will largely involve deliberations on the modalities of for a package to support Ghana's ailing economy. It is expected that details of the bailout programs and its conditionalities will be made public after several engagements. Now, government's decision to seek economic refuge from the fund had been received with mixed reactions, as some, especially members of the National Democratic Congress, argue it has been long overdue. Now, some have also expressed concerns over what the move will mean for public sector jobs and social programs, with organized labor kicking against the decision. Already there are growing calls for President Akufo-Addo to sack the finance minister Ken Ofori-Atta for a new phase to lead the IMF discussions. Do you think the president would do so? Well, if you want somebody who protects his people like normal business more than Boris Johnson, that is Nana Akufo-Addo. Now, former President John Mahama in a Facebook post said Mr. Ofori-Atta has already lost his credibility, trust and confidence after he supervised the disastrous collapse of the economy. He added that the finance minister should not be added to the team of negotiators engaging the International Monetary Fund for economic support. Now, But these calls have been rejected by government officials who say the minister and other government appointees rather need support and assistance to succeed. Now, reacting to a former President Mahama's call for the ouster of Ken Ofori-Atta, a leading member of the New Patriotic Party, Gabi Ochundako said the minister has shown creativity and innovation in his management of the economy. And where has that landed the economy of Ghana? The Information Minister Kojo Nkrumah says justifications for Ken Ofori-Atta to step down are neither here nor there. If you look at the work that our Finance Minister has led us to do in the first part before this pandemics hit us, it will not support that argument that because he was initially of the view that we can do this domestically, he should be fired. I don't think so, he said. Well, what do you think? Moving forward, going to the IMF for a bailout, should the Finance Minister stay in or be kicked out? What is your take on that? I would love to know. I would love to know. Already he supervised the downfall or the collapse of the economy, so why should he be given a second chance? That is what most people seem to be thinking about at the moment. But what do you think? But the former Finance Minister, that is Mr. Seth Terkper, has come out to say has said that the government is placing too much emphasis on COVID-19 as the cause of the country's economic challenges. According to him, even though he acknowledges the global impact of the pandemic, there are other weighty mistakes which have contributed to other current physical woes of the country. Now, speaking, he said he explained that the former NDC regime created a lot of robust structures which could have prevented the economy from getting to its current decline. The former minister under the erstwhile John Mahama administration, however, indicated that these structures and buffers have been run down by the current regime, leading to the country's proposed return to the IMF. Now, you can't attribute everything to COVID. Ghana had oil. Ghana was using her oil. We were blessed. Whatever the oil was used for, they should explain and not be putting the blame on President Mahama. I'm here to defend the record because it is there, and I've told you about the buffers and things in our plan. Yes, I'm not in denial. COVID is severe. It's worse than global financial crisis. That I admit, he stated. In his submission, the former finance minister further intimated that the lack of fiscal discipline on the part of current Akufo-Addo administration also accounts for the country's decision to seek support for the International Monetary Fund. Now, in a statement last Friday, the Minister for Information, Kojo Nkrumah, revealed that President Akufo-Addo has instructed the Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, to engage the IMF to support a program on Ghana's economy. The news of this development triggered widespread public reactions, with a chunk of citizens decrying the move. As an expression of their anger, hundreds of aggrieved Ghanaians took to the Facebook page of the International Monetary Fund to campaign against any fiscal support for the country. Now, if we don't go to the IMF, what can the country do to bounce back? After all, the president at the time said that we have the man, or how did they even put it? We got the man, however they did put it, okay? But it looks like the man, as they said for the erstwhile NDC government administration, yes, boys are brave, the boys are tired. So, is it the Akufo-Addo boys also tired? And Kennedy Japan has come out to say that, look, with Ghana now going to the IMF, that phrase or slogan that they are using, breaking the 8 is likely not to happen, because it's actually throwing a spanner into their web. But what do you think? It's all coming away from Starr Radio, okay? It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to 11:46. Now, this is a statement that I was a bit worried about when I saw it. The former General Secretary of the governing New Patriotic Party, Kwame Japan, has revealed that there are several leading members of the ruling New Patriotic Party who pretend to admire President Nana Akufo-Addo but secretly despise him. Mr. Japan, who stopped short of mentioning specific names, further disclosed that these tools cannot tell the president to his face that they do not like him, but rather during private interactions with him, that's Japan, they share their open dislike for the president. We have to protect ourselves, protect the party. I've been a press secretary to a president, that's John Ejekum Kafour, for close to 6 years. I will die with the secrets in my head because the leaders pretend to love President Akufo-Addo. They know that I know that a lot of them, it is not correct. They come and talk to me. I know what they say. There are people, I've gone to their houses, they know what they said to me about the president. There are a lot of things that one has to go to the grave with, he revealed. So, well, maybe they might expedite your going to the grave so you don't reveal that. No, I'm not advocating for anything. Well, but it is Starr Radio UK. It is true. I mean, it's not everybody who will like it, and it's not everybody who is that upfront who will be, lashing out or saying things in your face. It's not everybody who does that. Others will be doing the Cavalier style, yes. A friend would say others will be chukokoing you. That behind the scenes you don't know what they will be doing. But well, what do you think about all that? It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. We'll be, hopefully during the course of the week, looking into details of Ghana's chances going back to the IMF. Is it going to pan out well for administration or for the country? And how is it going to impact a project like the National Cathedral? Okay, the National Cathedral, because we know that they're taking funds, or either they're taking some funds from the state coffers, the taxpayers' money, to invest in that bit as well. Is that the end of it? What is going to happen there? Well, it's going to be interesting, and I would love to know what you think about it. Is Starr Radio UK. 11 minutes to the top of the hour at a time. The morning show. I am Archie. Now, one other story that's made the rounds in Ghana, but this time around moving it to the African front, we're talking about Ibn Chambers, because we know in the last meeting of the ECOWAS, the president of Ghana have finished his 2 terms, and now their mantle has been passed on to the Guinea-Bissau president, who has now become the chairman of the ECOWAS. But Ibn Chambers has been drawn as ECOWAS envoy to Guinea because he seemed to be the one who was negotiating stuff. But it looks like they don't want him on there, but we'll bring you more on that. But special envoy of the Economic Community of West Africa States, ECOWAS, to Guinea, Dr. Mohamed Ibn Chambers, has communicated his intention to withdraw as a mediator to the West African state. Now, Guinea, whose junta has refused an ECOWAS mediator, announced a 36-month transition period and has conditioned any dialogue towards a successful transfer of power to constitutionally recognized head of state on the appointment of another ECOWAS mediator. Now, speaking to journalists on the side of the 61st ordinary session of the Authority of ECOWAS Heads of State and Government on Sunday, that's yesterday, July the 3rd, 2022 in Accra, Dr. Ibn Chambers said his decision to step down is to pave way for a successful dialogue to take place in order for Guinea to return to constitutional democratic rule. In Guinea, the transitional authorities continue to insist that there is no political crisis, yet it is evident that once a military has overthrown a civilian government, there is obviously a political crisis in the country. Now, this reason is what the Guinean authorities have used to refuse to accept an ECOWAS envoy in the country, in the person of myself, that is Dr. Ibn Chambers. At this point, I believe that I should not be stumbling block to dialogue between ECOWAS and Guinea in order to facilitate forward movement on this issue. I've decided to withdraw myself as envoy of ECOWAS to Guinea to allow the authority to come up with other names, Dr. Ibn Chambers has said. It is all coming your way from Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay. Now, one other story before we take another break. Now, ECOWAS has lifted Mali sanctions and agrees on Burkina's transition period as well. The West African leaders met in Ghana yesterday to review sanctions imposed on three neighboring countries. Neighboring countries. ECOWAS heads of states lifted economic and financial sanctions on Mali, approved Burkina Faso's transitional timetable, and gave Guinea an additional 1 month reprieve to present an acceptable timetable during the summit. Umaro Sissoko Embalo, president of Guinea-Bissau, was elected as new chairman of the bloc. Now, West African leaders attending the regional summit agreed on Sunday to lift sanctions on Mali and Burkina Faso, two neighbors led by military government. Speaking in Accra, Jean-Claude Cassie Bro, ECOWAS Commission president, said the head of states had reached an agreement with Bamako, which has promised a return to democratic rule. If the 15-nation regional bloc maintained Mali's suspension from the ECOWAS bodies, the West African president lifted the 6-month-long embargo imposed on Mali. In addition to that, the president also decided that the sanctions taken in terms of recalling the ambassadors of ECOWAS member states will be removed, so the ambassadors will be able to return to Bamako, Jean-Claude Cassie Bro said. Now, ECOWAS in January had imposed a trade and financial embargo on Mali after its military government unveiled a scheme to rule for 5 years. Okay, now Bruce said ECOWAS will continue to monitor the situation. Now, Burkina Faso, another Sahel country caught up in jihadist turmoil, has so far only been suspended from the bodies of the 15-nation bloc. Now, Burkina's junta proposed a constitutional referendum in December 2024 and legislative and presidential election in February 2025, which was also approved. The authority of Burkina Faso have made a new proposal, which is now to have the transition in Burkina last for 24 months, starting July 1st, with a referendum, with the freedom of President Kabore. The head of state took to the following decision. Nakasi Bru said, indeed, the Burkina Faso military government announced that the former president, Marc Christian Kabore, was now fully free since he was deposed. His political party deplored his lack of freedom. ECOWAS head of states had even called for the unconditional release of the former president Kabore. Now, Burkina underwent a coup last January after Guinea in September 2021 and Mali in August 2020 and May 2021. Well, with Guinea, in the West African leaders, if the West African leaders also met in Ghana to review sanctions imposed on Guinea, no progress was made. ECOWAS Commission President pointed at the Conakry proposal of 36-month transition period. The bloc named a new mediator, Benin former President Yayi Boni, and expected to receive a new timetable for the elections by the end of the month. Now, Guinea junta has so far refused ECOWAS designated mediator and announced a 36-month transition, which the period that African Union chairperson labeled unthinkable. Now, the Guinean military rulers met the main political parties on Monday, but they have made their participation in the dialogue conditional on the nomination of an ECOWAS mediator. Nakasi Bro said the suspension of all three nations from ECOWAS will remain in force until they hold elections. Well, it is Starr Radio UK. So, what do you think can be done for them? What is the way forward for them? And that mean that, well, now it looks like when you are in Africa or in that part of the African continent, that's especially ECOWAS, you dare go conduct a coup d'etat and I mean the sanctions that will come left, right, center against you. Therefore, your government cannot survive. Okay, but my question is, what will ECOWAS do when it happens that, well, leaders, like what is happening in Ghana, like what is happening in Nigeria, insecurity in Nigeria and all that stuff, what are they doing? How are they trying to tell them that sit up or get out? What is going on there? Well, it is Starr Radio UK. 3 minutes to the top of the hour at a time. The morning show, the program Archie. Let me announce the lines open. We'll take a break. Once we come back, we'll continue. Exactly at 12:30, we'll be taking you straight to Cyprus, where HRH Linda Palian is. Now, if you want to call us, it's 0208 133 2257 or 58. 0208 133 2257 or 58. Those of you in the US, Canada, the Caribbean area, 001718 303 2737. 001718 303 2737. You can also text or WhatsApp us. It's 075 39661744. 075 39661744. Our Twitter handle is Starr Radio UK, and email address is info@starradiouk.com. Alright, stay tuned. Don't you go away. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back with you.
All ladies, you are invited to our premier 13th annual Women's Conference, Lady to Lady Global Conference 2022. Theme, Joy. Date, Saturday, 30th July. Doors open at 11 a.m. Venue, Fairview's Concert Halls, the Phoenix Theater, Croydon, CR91DG3, United Kingdom. Register on www.ladytoladyglobal.org. Music Ministers, CLC Healing Voices. Simeon. Queenie. Ada Ahi. Congratulations, I have seen the glory of God. Conference speakers, Reverend Betty King, Pastor Marjorie, Pastor Sandra.
I did come to Lady, and from that day onwards, my life has never been the same.
See you there.
All over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820, or you can visit our website www.worldlamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@worldlamp@gmail.com. World Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy. Welcome back to the program. It is now gone 2 minutes past the top of the hour. That's 2 minutes past 12 here in London. You are tuned in to Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Stay with me. Don't you go away, as we say. Tina Minchen. All right then. So now let's move on to some of the other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. As I've said, exactly at 12:30, I'll be taking you to Cyprus, where we got our own HRH Linda Pallion seated, waiting in the lines. To come your way with another edition of the morning show. Now, Central African Republic launches project for its own cryptocurrency and crypto hub. It's one interesting one. Now, if you follow, those of you who are involved in cryptocurrency can see there being a dramatic fall and losses there. But it's a financial, so it bounces back here and then. The Central African Republic officially launched on Sunday the construction of its own cryptocurrency, the Sango, the future first African crypto hub with zero taxation. Now, 2 months after making his country the second in the world after El Salvador to adopt Bitcoin as an official currency alongside the CFA franc and legalize the use of cryptocurrency, President Faustin Achang Todera made the announcement at an online event to launch a new digital system powered by blockchain technology. Now, no concrete details were given on the modalities and timetable for the creation of this Sango coin and a crypto island, a platform allowing this virtual currency to become the catalyst for the tokenization of the vast natural resources of the Central African Republic. The Sango initiative, named after the official language alongside French, comes on the in the midst of the global cryptocurrency crisis, as I did say earlier, where the price of Bitcoin is in free fall and many crypto platforms are facing bankruptcy. Now, regretting that Africa, where 57% of the population is unbanked, suffers from a glaring lack of infrastructure, making financial services almost inaccessible to many inhabitants. Tudera asserted to have found the solution, the smartphone, to trade and invest in cryptocurrency. The smartphone is alternative to traditional banking, cash, and financial bureaucracy, said the president of the second least developed country in the world, according to the UN. The second least developed country in the world. My goodness. Okay. Where only 14.3% of the more than 5 million inhabitants have access to electricity in 2022. And even less to the internet, of which 71% live below the international poverty line, less than $1.9 per day. That's how much one live on, and more than half need humanitarian assistance, according to the World Bank. The Central African Republic is sitting on a mountain of untapped wealth, including gold, diamonds, rare metals. Sango coin will be direct access to our resources for the world to attract investors and jumpstart the engines of the economy, enthused the head of state. Well, that's a good one there. Now, if it's going to yield the necessary results that they're looking into, that's why they are embarking on this journey. somebody would say, why not, if the country or the citizens can actually enjoy that? But this is a case where it's just going to be in the hand of just a handful of people. Because how many of them will have internet to actually be trading or be involved in cryptocurrency on that platform? I don't know. Maybe some of the financial experts, I will get a couple of them sometime this week to come on and throw more light on it. But wherever you are, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Don't you go away. Now let's move on to other parts of the world. Let's look at other stories making the rounds. Yes. Well, the U.S. last week, was it last week or last week? Yeah, last week. The Supreme Court ruled the abortion of against abortion in the part of the world. However, Sierra Leone's President Julius Maada Bio has announced his government had unanimously backed a bill that would decriminalize abortion in the country. He was speaking at the 10th African Conference on Sexual Health and Rights, which took place in Freetown on Friday. At a time in the world where when sexual and reproductive health rights for the women are either being overturned or threatened, we are proud that Sierra Leone can once again lead with progressive reform, Julius Maada Bio said. I want it to be a norm that an African man, an African leader, I can and should speak freely and publicly about menstruation because there is no shame in menstruation. Now, according to the presidency, Parliament will debate and vote on the risk-free motherhood bill. Now, Sierra Leone's current abortion laws dates back to 1861. It allows the procedure only if the mother's life should be at risk. In 2015, Parliament adopted a law entitled Safe Abortion Act, but the President, Ernest Bai Koroma, refused to sign it, saying it should be put to a referendum. In 2017, the UN Population Fund reported that in Sierra Leone, 1,120 mothers per 100,000 births in the country died from direct or indirect causes related to pregnancy and childbirth. So if you're embarking on that journey in that part of the world, that is what you might be looking at, especially the underdeveloped countries. Well, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And let's move on. Let's move on to other parts of the world. Well, it was all involving last night, when a news broke. A 22-year-old man suspected of killing 3 people at a shopping center in Denmark, capital Copenhagen, is due to appear before a judge for questioning. Now, 2 Danish citizens, both aged 17 and 47 years old, both aged 17. And a 47-year-old Russian citizen were killed in Sunday's attack. The suspect had mental health issues and there is no indication of a terror motive. Now, police have said he had a rifle and a knife and his shooting was random, not motivated by gender or anything else, they said. Now, speaking to reporters this morning, the police chief, Soren Thomasen, said they believe the suspect, described as ethnic Dane, was acting alone and was not held by anyone else. He added that the suspect was known peripherally to police. Now, police are also investigating videos of a young man with weapons which have been circulating on social media since Sunday and believe them to be authentic. What is this guy up to there? Now, 4 people were wounded in the attack, and 2 are Danish citizens, a 40-year-old woman and 19-year-old woman. The other 2 are Swedes, a 50-year-old man and 16-year-old woman. One remains in critical conditions. The chief physician at one of the hospitals treating some of the victims said, giving no further details. In total, 30 people were injured during the attack, police have said. To the dead, we say may their soul rest in perfect peace, and to those who are receiving treatment, we wish them a speedy recovery. To the families, well, our condolences. The deadly attack began at Fairfield Shopping Mall at around 17:35, that is 15:35 GMT, local time on Sunday, according to police reports. The multi-story shopping center, one of the biggest in Denmark, is near a secondary school as well as a large students' housing block, and is often full of young people. But several of those present at the shopping center spoke of how they fled the scene and hid in toilets, shops, and storage rooms. One of them, named Isabel, said then it told Danish media, suddenly we hear shots, 10 shots I think, and then we ran through the mall and end up in a toilet where we huddled together in this tiny toilet where we were around 11 people. Now when death is coming, you know, and there's a saying that I keep on repeating it, that the fear of death is more scary than death itself. The fear is so scary than death itself. So you see people running helter skelter, doing all sorts just because they want to be safe. Well, why not? Hey, who knows? You don't know how the world is sweet. Okay, but it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now moving on to some other stories as well. Russia has won. Russia will try to take full control of Donbas in eastern Ukraine after seizing the key region of Luhansk. The regional governor has said. Shari Hadai says he thinks Moscow will now focus its attacks on the city of Sloviansk and the town of Bakhmut in the Donetsk region. It comes after Russian forces captured the eastern city of Lysychansk and claimed control of the wider Luhansk region. Now, Ukraine's President Zelensky has vowed to retake Luhansk. Now, Moscow has accused Ukraine of targeting civilians in a missile strike against the Russian city of Belgorod, but Kyiv has dismissed the claim. Meanwhile, leaders from dozens of countries and international organizations were meeting in Switzerland to create a plan to rebuild Ukraine. The reconstruction of effort has been likened to the US-led Marshall Plan to rebuild Germany after World War II. Whoa, that is business, isn't it? Yes, but we'll be talking more about that as the days and the years unfold. And then you see that that country, after they come out from the ashes, will be indebted to these Western nations for a very long time. But it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. My apologies, 14 minutes past the top of the hour. Exactly in the next 16 minutes, we'll be crossing over to Cyprus, where HRH Linda Palian is, and it's waiting in the lines for us. Now, Sri Lanka Energy Minister warns petrol stocks about to run dry. It's quite scary. Now, it's not only Russia that is producing petrol or crude oil or fuel, let me put it that way. Other countries do. We have majority of them coming from the Arab nations there, the Middle East. So why aren't they pumping more fuel? I remember when the fuel prices was going up, or energy prices here in the UK was said to have gone out. They were saying, oh, it was due to the COVID. And I asked myself, so what is happening? Were the machines not still working? Weren't they working? So what were they trying to do? Just to hype up issues and then hype up their prices, and that seems to be what is happening. Well, we only have the Russian war that has come into play as well, and but what percentage? Or is it that the countries are now using all their investment or most of their monies, the advanced countries, into trying to supply arms for Ukraine? Well, Sri Lanka's energy minister has issued a stark warning over the country's fuel stocks as it faces its worst economic crisis in more than 70 years. On Sunday, Kanchana Wijesekera said the nation only had enough petrol left for less than a day under regular demand. So what happened to Sri Lankans? He also said its next petrol shipment was not due for more than 2 weeks. So why didn't they plan? Or was it that they were waiting for the money to come in to get that? After all, there wasn't any embargo stopping them from getting shipments through. He also said next petrol shipment was not due for more than 2 weeks. Last week, Sri Lanka suspended sales of petrol and diesel for non-essential vehicles as it struggles to pay for imports like fuel, food, and medicine. Now, Mr. Wichisakera told reporters that the country had 12,774 tons of diesel and 4,061 tons of petrol left in its reserves. The next petrol shipment is expected between the 22nd and the 23rd of July, he added. The shipment of diesel is expected to arrive at the weekend. However, Mr. Wichisakera warned that the country does not have enough money to pay for planned fuel and crude oil imports. It says Sri Lanka's central bank could only supply $125 million for fuel purchases, far less than $587 million needed for its scheduled shipment. But it is the case that when this fuel comes into the country, it's not sold for free, or it's not. No, I say sold for free. It's not dashed out or dished out. They are bought. It's sold. So how come? You know, when at times I look at planning and I ask myself the question: do we Africans, do we or blacks or those in the developed countries, developing countries, do we plan, or we just wait and we think that these people are coming to help us? I don't mean that Sri Lanka is an African country, please. It's not. Okay, it's an Asian country. But the question is, do they plan? Didn't they know? Didn't they envisage that that's going to happen? Or were they looking to get some loans from some other countries that failed to, that fell through? What exactly has happened there? But it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's try to see whether I can capture a couple of stories before we go to Cyprus. Well, since we are talking about a fuel crisis, let's bring this story true. Now, fuel protests go slow. Convoys cause motorway delays. The protesters are targeting motorways in England, Wales, and Scotland in a demonstration over high fuel prices. Now, police have warned there could be serious disruption throughout the day as demonstrators call for a cut to fuel duty. The action is mainly targeting 3-lane motorways and is seeing convoys of vehicles driving slowly in 2 lanes, leaving the fast outside lane free. Now, one person has been arrested for unsafe driving. The police have said among the roads affected by the disruptions are, listen to me, the M4 and Prince of Wales Bridge, the M5 in Devon, the M32, the A38, M180 in Lincolnshire, the A12 in Essex, the A92 in Scotland, the A64 near York. Now, rolling roadblocks have brought parts of the M4 to a standstill, with convoys traveling towards the Prince of Wales Bridge, which crosses the River Severn between England and Wales from both directions. The bridge has been closed in the eastbound direction, and officers have stopped the protest on the westbound carriageway before it reached the crossing. Why? Now, went Police Superintendent Tom Harden said the force was seeing significant delays. So if you want to embark on a journey from that part of the world, don't do it. Don't do it. Now, the petrol prices in the UK is quite high. Why is it quite high there? Now, protests are taking place at motorways in Wales and blah, blah. The cost of petrol has soared in recent weeks. The RSC says the average petrol price is now 191.43 per litre, with diesel at 199.05p. That means it costs over £100 to fill a family car. Now, some petrol stations are already charging more than £2 a litre. But the question is, what percentage of tax is on the fuel? And why is government not doing something about that? Well, government will say that I cannot take all the taxes off because after all, we have to support them, we have to do that, we have to do lots of things that has to be done. But we know that that's where government, sucks our monies from. But what do you think? It's all Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to 12:21. Now, when crude oil prices move, petrol and diesel prices usually follows, but petrol retailers don't always pass on all the reduction to their customers immediately or in full. In January, the RAC accused petrol retailers of keeping price unnecessarily high and taking extra profits. Now, reacting to the latest price, the RAC and the AA said wholesale costs had fallen in recent weeks. The Petrol Retailers Association, which represents independent retailers, points out that the customers bought 15% less fuel in 2021 as a result of COVID. It says retailers have to make higher profits on each liter so to cover the cost. So you see what is happening. So somebody said that's why it's justified for this slow drive or protest on the motorway to go place. In March, the government said it will cut fuel duty on petrol and diesel by 5p per litre for a year. At that time, petrol had hit 167p a litre and diesel was close to 180p for the first time. However, average prices have continued to rise and 5p reduction has long been cancelled out. At the time, the government also criticized retailers for not immediately passing on the fuel duty cut to customers, and it had asked the Competition and Markets Authority to investigate. So the question is, what is keeping the fuel prices high? What is pushing them high? Like I said, it's not like the oil companies are not drilling oil or anything. So they are doing all their bits. But what exactly is going on there? It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. If you're a parent and your children like Kellogg's. Now, Kellogg's have lost court case over sugary cereal supermarket offers. The Kellogg's will not be allowed to promote sugary cereals in supermarket special offers, a court has ruled. In-store promotion on food and drink high in fat, salt or sugar will be restricted under new rules for England. Now, food giant Kellogg's had taken the government to court, arguing that the rules did not take into account the nutritional value of added milk. But the Royal Court of Justice ruled in favor of the government. Kellogg's said it was disappointed. It makes little sense to us that consumers will be able to buy other products like donuts and chocolate spreads on promotion, but not many types of breakfast cereals, said Kellogg's UK Managing Director Chris Silcock said. Right, it's quite interesting because they are taking into consideration the fact that if they have got sugar on the crunchy nut, you pour it into your bowl, you add milk to it, and therefore the milk will somehow take the edge or the sugar edge or the sweetness out of it. But what was the judge looking at? It wasn't looking at holistically what amount or quantity of sugar you've taken into your system or what. It is all Starr Radio UK. One other story, and they'll bring the first part of the program to a close, and I take you to Cyprus, where our lady is HRH, Linda Pallian. Now, last week, was it Thursday, Friday? Yes. The news broke. Okay, Prime Minister is under pressure over appointment of Chris Pincher. You know, interestingly, I sat here and I was saying that, well, his name is Pincher. He goes round to pinch. Wow, he's living his name. Now, apparently, the Prime Minister didn't make that joke as well. Now, Boris Johnson is under mounting pressure to reveal what he knew about allegations of inappropriate behavior concerning Chris Pincher when he was appointed Deputy Chief Whip. Now, Labour Chairwoman Annalise Dodds has written to the Prime Minister seeking details on what Number 10 knew of the claims. Now, only Boris Johnson could have looked at this guy record and thought, he deserves a promotion, she said. Now, Minister Charis Coffey said The Prime Minister had not been aware of specific claims. Another Will Queens also said he was uncomfortable about the allegation against Mr. Pincher, adding that they were hugely damaging for the trust and confidence of the public in Parliament, after claims emerged that he had groped 2 men. Mr. Pincher resigned as Deputy Chief Whip, whose job it is to uphold discipline among fellow Tory MPs, on Thursday, telling the Prime Minister he had drunk far too much. The following day, he was suspended as a Conservative MP, meaning he currently sits in Parliament as an independent candidate. Well, he's not resigned from his position, so as an MP, he's not stepped down. So the question is it that the Prime Minister was scared that if he pushed, okay, now that they've sacked him or forced him to resign from the party, would they call for a by-election? And now they call for a by-election, we know that it's most likely that, depending on the majority that the Conservatives have there, they might win that. Or because of what has happened in the last 2 by-elections that Conservatives have faced their Waterloo, it might be that if they call for another one, they might, and that will put the fire, increase the fire under Boris Johnson, and they don't want to do that, so they're playing a fast one. But well, listeners, this is where we bring the first part of the program to a close. We're going to take a commercial break. We'll come back, and I'll be bringing you HRH Linda Palia. Thank you very much for joining in. Let's enjoy this tune whilst I get them all lined up for you. This is from Devo Ghana. It's a happy day. Enjoy.
Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. When Jesus was. When Jesus was. When Jesus was. He washed my sins away. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day.
This is Starr Radio UK.
It's a beautiful
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
But that's the thing when me weed, that be the taste of grace. I say me so bolo na me no more better than no ace of spades. Me sure I know I forget some space cause it gets some weight.
Boga ma wedding day. I'm on for say come out some na ya come on monte. Say sum nya me bia ni pe bia ntumi ne me yet ma menche. Wo pompa ye wi ani aka ne ye ne dia koda na ade ente. Na nya me say me sure ani ti jaso a ma asiense na me pe kanzo.
Everybody give glory. Yes, so would of your meaning money. Father want me, see your baby, into all the baby. Cho, cho, cho. I dey give you praise, oh, bro. Cho, cho, cho. You deserve all the glory, bro.
Charlie, you go to the company.
Keep on singing.
Even if you are one so you sound of bravo. But Rani is to go back to what I was saying to. Getting the panada every now and then, the wardroom. He washed my sins away.
Oh, happy day.
Oh, happy day.
Oh, happy day.
Happy day.
Oh, happy day. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Melody. Yes. So one bemutia, mena, shemi, mamo. Fox DA. Cho, cho, cho. I give you praise, bro.
But Rani is to go back to what I was saying to. Getting the panada every now and then, the wardroom. He washed my sins away.
Oh, happy day.
Oh, happy
day. Oh, happy day.
Happy day.
Oh, happy day. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Melody. Yes. So one bemutia, mena, shemi, mamo. Fox DA. Cho, I dey give you praise, oh bro. You deserve all the glory,
Well, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to exactly 12:31, and I take you straight to Cyprus, where our own HRH Linda Palian is this afternoon to bring you Career 101. And let me say good afternoon to Linda. And Linda, what are we looking at today?
So we're looking at careers advice for young people, college students and university students.
Okay, careers advice for young people. Okay, I got my younger daughter who is in her final year. She came over, I think, a couple getting to the weekend. She was telling me she was getting ready to write her thesis or something. She's been quite busy. Yeah, but you ask some of them, she knows what she's doing now. You ask some of them who's getting to the uni and you're asking them, what do you really want to do? And they're not sure. You have those of them in sixth forms, and theirs is even a worst case scenario. So what I've done is some of the youth in the church, when I come to church every Sunday, they have to come and talk to me because I want to find out what is going on in their heads. Okay? So, well, if you're a parent listening to us, this is the program that you have to be on this afternoon, because HRH Linda is going to lead you and teach you what you can do for people who need this advice. That is our children and our children's children. What about that? Okay, Linda, over to you.
Fantastic. I love what you said about helping the youth and at least talking to them and having those conversations. And that's the importance of careers advice, just starting those conversations and planting those seeds early.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time when we're working with adults, they're like, oh, I wish I had somebody like you when I was young. And you really don't want them to wait till that time before they start thinking, oh, could I really make a career out of this hobby that I've been doing, or is this even possible for me? What do I need to get into this career? Because sometimes we're looking at our parents or people that are older than us, and we think, oh, I really want to do what they do, and we have no idea what it is or if logistically it's possible for us. So the earlier young people start having these conversations, the better. So it's amazing to at least ask the question, what do you want to do? It's a ratty question, nobody wants to answer that. It starts you thinking. You don't have to have an answer, but it gets you thinking. If I had all the resources in the world, what would I be doing? Where would I be spending my time? How can I apply my existing skills into a career to get some money? Whatever it is, or to do something that is fulfilling to me, or to make a difference. So definitely careers advice is very important at any age, at every age. Whether you're young, whether you're thinking of changing careers and later in life, whether you're planning retirement, it's important because our vocation is pretty much where we spend most of our time. So it's important to at least feel confident in what we're doing. So
go on.
I've listed 10 steps that I use for young people to start thinking about. But of course, if you're not a young person, you know a young person, then do direct to them this way. And if not, it's interesting for an older person just to listen what they can be doing right now, as well if you're planning a career change or promotion. So we'll start. The first step is seek internship opportunities. A lot of people wait until maybe the college or the university organizes it. But as a proactive young person, it's good. There's so much competition out there. So you really need to start. Internships is really important, whether it's a compulsory part of your course or not. It's important to get that done early. Don't get caught up in your working part-time that you miss out on an internship opportunity. A lot of people do the bar work and the waitressing and the weekend job, so you don't have time for an internship because it eats into your time. You're building your future, so sometimes you have to weigh the pros and cons. I remember when I was working for a supermarket, and I had this internship opportunity to go work in China for a bit, and the supermarket wouldn't give me the time off to go do that, and they literally asked me to choose between that. And of course you can understand them, because they're managing a business and they have their staff and their concerns.
Yeah.
So again, this is another good point. Listen, be careful whose advice you take, because they might be encouraging you to stay because it suits them.
Yeah.
But what is good for you and your future in the long term? And then when you weigh it, you can do that. So definitely for internship opportunities, networking, you leverage in your network, people from church, people from your academic tutors, people, your friends' parents who might be in careers that you want to do, fairs, research, internet research. A lot of us consume social media in the social context, but it's a great way to pull together a nice pool of people that are interested in what they do, that you can reach out to and sort of seek an internship that way too. So don't miss out on those opportunities to expand your network and to be able to secure an internship without waiting for your school to organize it. Because even when the schools organize it, you still have the application process to do. So you might as well get in there. The second aspect about getting your career work in is the work study program. Sometimes you can, if your institution doesn't offer it, you can create it, you can arrange this yourself. Within Europe, they have the Erasmus program. I think the UK still benefits from the Erasmus program, perhaps in a different way, but or other equivalent programs where you can go and exchange in a different country, maybe even in the same country, but maybe doing 6 months of your course on a different project, so that you're able to get the work experience simultaneously and have it count towards your credits for your final project. This happens definitely in universities, but also in some colleges. So look up those things, and if it's possible for you in your grade. And sometimes we don't want to. Sometimes it means that you might stay behind 1 year if you're doing a work study program. But of course, for most universities, the fees are not the same as well. So I know that's a big concern for students. If I'm going to do 4 years rather than 3 years of my education, I might as well finish my degree early. Sometimes you're better off doing the longer period of time and then waiting for and then securing yourself, because sometimes, and actually most of the time, internships lead to long-term employment. So it's really something to consider, and especially parents as well of young people, rather than just thinking about the money aspect or hurry up and start being a profitable member of society.
Leave me alone.
Sometimes the network and the connections you make during your internships are far more valuable than any sort of entry graduate role you might do later on, or you might settle for any sort of entry level role you might settle for because you graduated and you find out no one's hiring. So that's important. The third thing you can do is to grow your skills and knowledge and keep your skills up to date. So again, expanding the range of skills that you have, getting certificates for the skills, extracurricular skills that you're building up. So whether you're doing an online marketing course, or if you're doing an online budgeting course, or whatever it is that's complementary to what you're working towards, will stand you in good stead. You don't want to finish uni and then not be promoted over another person or not be employed because that person has maybe did a marketing degree and you've got a communications degree, and all the difference would be a 2-hour marketing program to say you've got a certificate. So it's important to start looking at these sort of satellite skills that will help you and give you the extra edge over other candidates for your graduate role. And in general, it's good practice to be a more well-rounded person. So that's really important for young people to think about, but also for the workforce in general. So a range of skills will really help. The fourth aspect is to stay focused. Stay focused on your search. Start searching early, whether it's your first year or you just turned 15. Start searching early. Start asking these questions early, as we said. And stay focused on it as well. Keep an eye on the market and the industry, what it's doing, what new is coming up in the industry, where is it going, how can I prepare myself to enter this marketplace, and so future planning really will help you and keeping focused, definitely. Number 5 is to balance with the personal life, and I think this is really important. It's not necessarily a concrete actionable skill, but it's really important. I see a lot of baby boomers, so people that now 50s, 60s, who have worked all their lives and never had any fun, because they had to be. They were so focused on work, and therefore, in their 50s, 60s, sometimes 40s, they start going off the rails a little bit because they need to have there's a balance to be had in all of this. So definitely as a young person, keep some hobbies, make sure that you're having a balanced personal life, and it also stops the psychological problems later. It gives you a sense of well-being, because in the West we're more focused on the future, what's going to happen, what's my next promotion opportunity, where's my next paycheck coming from, but we don't live in the now. And sometimes this chase can feel endless, and then one day you wake up and realize you haven't lived at all. So the balance is definitely important, and it makes you well-rounded as an individual as well. And of course, it helps with your network when you're looking for contacts or introductions into a particular field or into a particular company. If you have networks, and maybe in your shooting class or in your dance class, who might be able to help you, again, knowing them informally, again, build your network. The next point is pursue your passion. As a young person as well, you can afford to pursue your passion. Anyone can afford to pursue their passion. I don't want that to be misleading, but as a young person, because you don't have that many dependents yet, or if any at all, you can afford to see how far you'll get with the things that you're passionate about, and how you can apply them into an industry that will then pay you, and you can make a career out of. When you're passionate about something, it's easy to spend more time doing it. It's easy to master the skill because you're interested naturally anyway. You seek more, and therefore you're more likely to be better than someone that's not passionate about it and just doing it because it's a job. So that's a good place to start. What am I attracted to? And it could be what you're doing, but also what you're consuming and watching. You may not necessarily be doing it physically, but it interests you when somebody talks about it, or it interests you as a program on TV or whatever it is. It's a good place to start to look at what's grabbing my attention, and how can I leverage this in my career. Okay, and then a 7th point will be to strive for excellence, and I think Frank touched on this earlier. Stay motivated and strive for excellence. A lot of young people, especially when you're given an opportunity, they think, oh well, it's just an internship, or I'm only young, so there's not the attention to detail, but the care that is attached to it. It's like, oh, it's only a little thing, I'll be forgiven, I'm a young person, oh, I can leave early. They understand that I have a life.
I will suck you. Linda, we can't hear you. Okay, yeah. No, it's faint, very faint.
Nothing changed on my end.
Okay. Yeah, it seems to be coming up a bit now. Okay, go on.
Just as we got to the good bit.
Go on, we can hear you now.
Okay, fantastic. So, I was talking about doing things right.
Yeah.
Of course, when you practice getting away with doing the bare minimum, a lot of people say, oh, it's just a part-time project, I don't need to do it right. That becomes your habit. And even when you want to do it with the best of intentions, you don't have the ability to, because you're out of practice. So every opportunity, whether it's an internship, whether it's a part-time, whether it's a volunteering opportunity, whether it's paid, whether it's not paid, do it to the best of your ability. You build the skill that way. And you never know who would see that work and reward you for that. It's really important, and it's one of these short-sighted ways of looking at things. And I saw that a lot in Ghana, and of course how I grew up. We think, it's pretty much there, or I'm almost finished. It's 4 o'clock, or before we know it, it's 5. Let me go early, and you sort of don't have the attention to detail as you need. So that's really important for young people. Build that skill earlier, and everybody will appreciate it. Everybody, wherever you go, whatever work opportunity, they appreciate it if you do something to the best of your ability. And also that you're resourceful. Managers love people that are resourceful. Don't wait and ask a question of, oh, where do I do this, when you could easily Google it. You know what I mean? Like, people ask questions where you think, oh, how do I use this program again? And it's a 5-minute search in Google, and you wouldn't have wasted their time. And that's really helpful too. So again, building those skills that is going to make you employable and keep you employed is really important. And then of course, using the resources that are available to you as a young person, whether it's, again, as you said, like a church mentoring program, whether it's your school's career service, whether it's these incentives the companies have for taster days, where you can just apply and do an internship. There's a lot of opportunities available to you. Find them, know them, use them. These will really help you. The older you get, these opportunities either become less or they're more expensive. So as a young person, if you have an opportunity to get a free resource, get free access, use LinkedIn Pro, whatever it is. I think I know Microsoft Office used to do, this is ages ago, I don't know what the new programs are, but they used to do a student discount. Apple still do a student discount. All of those, use those resources you have and build up your skill. Photoshop as well, have a free version for students as well. And if you can be able to learn that and build your skill, super important. And then let's create opportunities as well. Number 9 is to create opportunities. You don't have to wait to be handed an opportunity. Create your own opportunity, whether it's starting your own side hustle, doing a blog, looking into entrepreneurship, building your network, whether it's recent graduates or people on your course or that have done your course that you can do an insight day with or a shadowing with. And of course, online, people you meet online as well, safely, of course. That you can generate opportunities towards the career that you're heading for. And then finally, the 10th point is to find companies on social media. You can get a lot more insight into a company now from what they put out, what they share, who they're in contact with, who is recruiting in what department, what their day-to-day is like. So again, making use of social media on the corporate side as well, on the company side, to get more of an insight or to get a foot into the door is really helpful.
Wow. Listeners, you could see that this time around, I did my best not to interrupt her for her to flow all out, because these are 10 steps that if you take, it will help you a great deal in your career. I mean, as she said earlier on, there are some things that I do ask myself, that should I have had advice at the time, I thought, whoa, I would have been that step ahead, several steps ahead, but we didn't have the opportunity where you have now, where you have programs going on advising parents as to what your wards can do or what you can do directly. But this is why Starr Radio UK, in conjunction with HRH Linda Pali, is doing our best to bring your way, so that you know that when you sit back another 5 years, even call it 2 years, even a year, you see that, wow, I took this advice, and because of that, look at where I find myself. So you can count your blessings and not sitting down one day and putting your hands in your finger in your mouth and biting it and saying, I wish. It might be too late by then. But well, it's not too late for you now that you are still alive, listening to what we will want you to listen to. This program is going to be ready on the podcast in the next few minutes, and you can go to the social media platform, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Periscope, where we broadcast it on, and go re-listen to it. It will help you a great deal, because people have to pay money to go for seminars to listen to such advices from them. But you've had it for free this morning or this afternoon. What do you think about that? Well, Linda, let me come back to you. You just sum it up quickly, and then you can put your contact details, and we can talk about my books as well.
Fantastic. So we've been talking about career advice for young people and for the youth, and the key is to start early, to make it to take advantage of the opportunities you have now, the resources, ask, social media, whatever it is you have at your disposal. You don't have to have everything, but wherever you are and whatever resources you have, make the most of it. Make the most of the contacts you have, the people you come in contact with, and make it known what you're looking to do, and seek out people who are in the same industry that might be able to help you get there. So we've shared 10 aspects of how to get your career started as you're young, because again, it takes a while to be promoted, you know. So the earlier you start, the better it is for you. If we all admire 30-year-old CEOs or 25-year-old CEOs, and they started when they're young. And the parents give them the opportunity. You're being given the opportunity now, so definitely make the most of it.
Okay, so let's talk about the books now.
To help you with these, with your studies and with these resources, you can see on your screens now there's 3 books that are really all you need to take your career to the next level. The first book, How to Career, is really 6 simple steps that helps you evaluate a career opportunity. Maybe you want to be an engineer. Is this the right career for you? So using the 6 steps, you can have a checklist. Do I care about it? Is it genuinely authentic to me, or am I following other people? Do I have a reason why? Does it excite me? Do I have the support system or the network, the environment to be able to do that? And how much does it pay as well? So you have all of that resource in How to Career. And this is available on Amazon, online. It's available on Book Depository. It's available Waterstones online, Nielsen. Any online book, How to Career by Linda Pali, and you'll find it there. Any online bookshop. And then the second one is Career Success. Once you've decided what career you're going into, or if you're currently working at the moment, how to get to the next level, to get promoted, to get the recognition you deserve, to get the credibility you deserve, and also the money that you deserve. Definitely Career Success. That takes it a step further from book 1, How to Career. and it gives you tools to be able to increase your perceived value in the marketplace, and that's where the money comes in. So it's talking about how to effectively network, how to answer interview questions, how to build yourself up, to create a brand for yourself and create a presence in the workplace. Career Success really helps you with that. And again, that's available online anywhere, in a lot of bookshops as well. Just search Career Success by Linda Pallion, and that should come up on Amazon, Book Depository, Waterstones, everywhere. And then finally we have the Ultimate Career Workbook, and that needs no introduction. It's a workbook where you can actually write in the book itself, and it's a step-by-step checklist of, have I done everything I can do to be at the top of my career right now, and what's my next step? What am I looking for? What am I heading towards? What can I do to leave a legacy in my field? And the workbook takes you step by step. What do I need to know or ask for in a peer review meeting or in a performance review meeting? What do I need to take to an interview? All of these are, it's a checklist. All of these are in the Ultimate Career Workbook. And again, you can find that on Amazon Career. If you Google Career and Linda Pallion, that should come up in the nearest. Well, actually, now it gets delivered to you, so you're not going anywhere for it. Take advantage of it, and these are very, very affordable resources that you can use to jumpstart your career.
Okay, well, just put all the details there for you, and the books have been made available to you as well. So please take advantage of this. Yeah, I wish that I am 18, or now if I'm going to uni and I had all this information at hand. Jesus, what would I would have done? I tell you that it would be mind blowing. But hey, it's not too late. Yeah, you can still go into, whether you are old or whatever it is. Yeah, the resources are there. Make sure you take advantage of it. Linda, let me say thank you once again.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Have a lovely day. We'll catch up later.
You too.
Right. Yes, so we want to say thank you very much once again for joining us this afternoon. For Career 101, and as you know, career advice for the youth. And I hope that if you are a parent and you did listen to us, you have something to tell your youth. Get them to do something good. You know, yeah. At times they get their priorities wrong, and then that causes them. I mean, you and I can attest to the fact that if there were some things that we know, as I did say during the presentation, then we would have done much better than where we are today. Much better. But somebody will say that, well, allow them to make their mistakes, and then they can learn from their mistakes. You don't want to be making mistakes. If somebody has already invented the way, why do you go back to say that you want to invent it? Just improve on what the person has done, and use it as a stepping stone to move on in life. So on that note, let me say thank you very much to each and every one of you for tuning in today. Thank you very much to Linda, to Mr. Olayomi Koiki, to my able producer Mr. Francis Guy, and to all you wonderful people who joined us on the platform this morning, or today, or this afternoon, whichever is appropriate. I want to say thank you. I'll see you all tomorrow, God willing. If we are live, there's going to be a smash of a program coming from BB Clement. That's BB Means Business. He's going to be having us a special guest on that program tomorrow afternoon. Exactement at yes. It's in the person of Dr. Carlton Brown. Dr. Carlton Brown, he will be joining BB Clement tomorrow, exactly at 1:30. You want to know more about what they're going to be talking about? Make a date on that program. On that note, let me say thank you very much once again for tuning in to listen to us. We'll be back tomorrow with another edition of the morning show. It's been me, Archie. Have a top of the day, and bye-bye for now.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening.
cities together around the world.